Greetings, everyone, and good morning from Russia. 3 hour drive away from my city, there is a place. If it was somewhere in Switzerland or maybe Canada, the land there would be insanely expensive and probably cost millions. Just imagine a beautiful village surrounded by nature, mountains, and the river from all the sides, with all the infrastructure, the gas pipeline to your door, fast internet, whatever you want, which is slowly demolishing and decaying because the younger generation of Russians is moving into big cities. No, it's not this place. This is actually where I live. This is my land. But that's the place where we're going with my friend Alicia today. This is the land I showed you earlier, and this is where I live. I'll give you a little tour. I have some wild strawberries actually growing here, which I will pick them in about a month. They're insanely tasty. What's the name of I'm not sure how it's called in English, like wild strawberry, or I have no idea. So this is where supposedly the future house, well, I'm not sure if there will be a future house, but that's how I envisioned it. In a parallel universe, just imagine a big, nice house here. And that was supposed to be like a guest house and a banya. But that's where I live, basically. And it's a mess. Yeah, it's a real mess here, so don't judge me on that too strong. It's a long story. Yeah, this is like the banya guest house, but factually this is my home. This is where I dwell. This is a place I come back to, and it sort of looks like this. Lots of work there to be done. Talk about decaying. Well, the material is wood, wooden logs or wooden beams. I love it, to be honest. This is like a veranda. This is where I drink tea normally when it isn't so messy. It's a really small, tiny house, so I don't have a lot of places to stash my things away. That's why they're just casually thrown all over the place. Hello. This is Alicia. I'm not sure she wants to be filmed. So yeah, this is like a living room, and scrambled eggs. That's my favorite dish, and some porridge, oatmeal porridge. That's all you need to start your day. So yeah, we prepared some food to take along with us on a journey. It's going to be a very exciting journey. I'm going to show you. Wow, look at this. A very beautiful distant place, and you'll be the judge. So yeah, and then upstairs, I'm not sure if it's really upstairs. It's just a place where I sort of sleep. The ceilings are not high. It's actually, I can't even stand in full height here. Just a little place to sleep. I actually have like a work desk here. So, kind of looks like this. And this is my pride and joy. The stove chimney that cost me a fortune for the banya. And most of the furniture I have is handmade, basically. Something that would cost an arm and a leg in the US. It's made out of wood. And my neighbors and the surroundings. And ideally, of course, there should have been a door to this balcony, but maybe I can add it in the future. Nice place to sit and contemplate about your life and drink some coffee. After готов. That means breakfast is ready. Okay, coming. The staircase is very steep again. There wasn't much room. Ooh. You want chai?
Да.
Some nice tea. Some nice herbal tea. So the place that we're going to, the name of it is Maginsk. That's how you pronounce it, which is spelled Maginsk. I'd like to call it Maginsk, or more suitably, Imaginsk, in the sense that you can imagine what the potential of this place is. And some of you guys are, I know from the comments, are thinking about actually going to Russia someday. Maybe you have ancestry from the country, or actually one viewer wrote that he wants to do the, what's the name of it, shared values visa. And anyway, I'd like to show you this place for your consideration as one of the options if you come down to Russia, like a place you could possibly get for yourself. And you tell me if it's something that you would potentially want to do. The first time I saw that location, I got really excited. I sort of accidentally stumbled upon it, driving the countryside, something I like to do sometimes, just get outside the city limits. And I was like, wow, I want to live here. Yeah, and ever since we've been coming back and chilling there, one of our favorite countryside spots. Plus, a buddy of mine has a piece of land there with a banya built on it where we can stay overnight. So that's where we lodge and take our pillows with us, take our food, and sometimes we'd like to spend a night or even 2 nights there. Plus there's a banya, and you can get a steam bath or whatever you call it. So you'll see it. Off we go. It's about a 3-hour drive. Also, I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I'll try to film something along the way. In fact, the place we're going to, I've casually called it Alabama. Remember I called it Alabama? I don't know why. I've never been to Alabama, but some of the parts are resemble the United States very much, and you'll see. Hopefully along the way I'll be able to show you the scenery. You know who that is? That's actually Marat, the guy who helped me do the foundation, and the guy who we did my fence with. There he is. Dude, look at those enormous columns. That's how Russians build their fences. And it's all cemented. Can you imagine that? Look at that stuff. Привет.
Привет.
That's Marat.
Здравствуйте, рад участвовать.
Hello, hello.
Доброе утро. У нас прекрасная погода, солнце.
Yeah, that's the guy who can virtually do anything.
I'm sorry.
Look at these columns. And they're probably like, what, a meter deep inside and cemented all around? Man, look at that. And it's all steel all around. Very solid. See, the way people do everything here, it's like they're getting ready for the zombie apocalypse. I remember when I was in LA, and so I was in LA, and even in such a fashionable and luxurious neighborhood, I noticed the fencing, and it was all wooden and rotten, and they just straight up dug the wooden logs into the ground, and of course naturally the next year it all got decayed, covered with mold. And I was like, what the hell, these people have millions of dollars, and that's the type of fence they have. And they probably paid a fortune for it too, like thousands of dollars, literally. And this guy, see, he's doing it all himself. And naturally in Russia you don't need any licensing for that, so that's the pros. That's the benefits of living in Russia. It's not so much controlled by the government, although the tendencies are also the same as in the US. More and more control from the government. I think that's worldwide. But in any case, now you can virtually do any type of repair work, anything you want. Like if you have a house, you can reconstruct it, you can do fencing, windows, electric, whatever. You don't need any licensing for that. Nobody's gonna ask for it. So naturally all the people do it themselves. Like this guy, that's his house. So right now we're in town, and this is where I dispose of my garbage. We don't have any garbage pickup. This place is a real mess. So, well, it is what it is. The reality of living in Russia. That's how it looks. This is where all the people come down to and just throw away their garbage. And it really rarely gets picked up by the services. They just keep arriving and arriving. But the good side is it's free. I don't pay for the garbage. Just throw it away. But the downside is this. Now, you folks living in the West, tell me, if it all got down to money, would you rather have it free, or would you rather pay for something and have it nice and clean? And oh, I gotta fill up. Yeah, we gotta go to the left, but I gotta fill up first. So, as I was saying, would you rather have it free, or would you rather pay for it but have it very clean, nice service, very systemic? It's actually a philosophical question. Two worldviews, sometimes conflicting, right? Because when people say, hey, look at the way it's all messed up, disorganized, and the medicine is poor and this and that, but if somebody told you it was free, would that change your perspective or not? I used to think free is better. Now I'm not sure. Here's the local sketchy gas station. I fill up sometimes at. Hate to admit it, but yeah, it's just the closest gas station to my place. Although Alicia says they mix it up with water, right? Let's see. 2,000 rubles. 2,000 rubles, please. Hello. Talking about gas prices, I'm not sure how much a gallon is because we go by liters here, but you know what? In all actuality, I know the folks in the US are raging about the gas prices that are over $4 now. But you know what? Comparing to the Russian prices, we don't get it much cheaper here, folks. I'm telling you. Considering that Russia produces all this stuff, it should be almost free, literally. But we pay a lot for the gasoline. 15 minutes into our journey and we are stuck in a traffic jam. I think there is an accident. In Russia, when you're stuck in traffic jams, you just casually take a stroll along the highway. Is that a body line? Did you see the body? I think think that was a body covered.
Там можно поесть слева. Если хочешь. Если ты голодный.
Here?
Yes.
Okay. We're a little hungry. We're thinking about making a pit stop. We packed some food for the road. A Russian classic, some buckwheat and boiled eggs. We got some cucumbers and tomatoes. A lot of food, but I think that we're gonna eat for lunch and dinner, right? I just have some buckwheat and boiled eggs. You can tell by the ever-growing beauty in the surrounding scenery that we're getting closer to our destination. It's about a 20-minute ride away to Maginsk, in Maginsk. But first we're gonna make a detour to district center where we are going to stash up on some essentials. Obviously there are supermarkets there. The name of the district center is Karyadel. The closest analogy I can think of in the US is probably something like Jackson, Wyoming. Tell me, folks, if this looks anything like Jackson, Wyoming. I don't know, for some reason, the local area is reminiscent of the States for me. I'm not sure why. Welcome to Karyadel, the local Bashkir, Wyoming. There's a sign that says Karyadel. And to our right side is the river. It's actually water reservoir. It's called Ufa River, and it spans I'm not sure how long, but definitely like more than 100 miles. And the village of Maginsk is also located on the shores of this river. Yeah, this place gives off these small town vibes, American small town vibes. Remember I said the first time I got here, I was like, shoosh, this is like Alabama or something. The population of this Karyadel is right around 8,000, probably 8,000 people, something like that. But it has all the essentials, all the supermarkets, a couple of banks. The village where we are going after that, Maginsk, doesn't really have anything. It's just a village. But it's beautiful, and I'm gonna show it to you. storage crop. So as you see, there is no shortage of produce anywhere in Russia, even in small towns. She's getting some cheese. Holland cheese. So that's 189 rubles per 200 grams. Okay, so that's around $2 per 200 grams. Roughly, oh man, this is like, what, $13 for a kilogram. A kilogram is 2.5 pounds. You guys do the math, so. What else are you getting? What is this?
Pastilla.
Pastilla. You know what pastilla is? Ah, dried fruit. Like dried fruit. Which is plum. Right? This is plum. That's right around $2. $2. Not sure if you guys are interested in something like this. She's like, okay. Listening to the blues, driving to the magical town of Maginsk. How do you like the vibes? Like I said, kind of looks like the US, right? I've never been to Alabama, but I was in Georgia once, and there was a similar scenery out there as well. Not a single car the whole time we're driving besides us. And it's really only scenery, beautiful nature, and pine forests surrounding the village, and you can see for yourself. There is nothing much around. It's only nature. At the same time, the district center is close by, only a 20-minute drive, which you saw. So it's a very unique place. Somewhere in the US or Switzerland or Europe, you'd probably have, like I said, these luxurious riverside cottages for a crazy amount of money. How do you like it so far? We're almost there. We're gonna have to take a turn to the right just now, and there'll be a 10-15 minute ride on a dirt road. And we're there. I'm purposefully not turning the camera off so you guys can see, sort of get the vibes for the road, for the atmosphere. There's one car. And there it is. The turn to Maginsk. Bears in this area as well. Villagers have reported sightings of bears. There are deers and other animals as well. This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, behold a hidden jewel concealed within endless pine forests. Let me get to the Stella. Encircled on three sides by the silver threads of a river and the tranquil waters of their reservoir. Welcome to Maginsk, the spellbinding town where reality begins to blur into myth. Maginsk. Let me guys show you the map, if you haven't Googled it already, so you can get the idea. So this is the map of the village, and you can see it's surrounded by waterfront from all the sides. Essentially, it's like a peninsula. And here's a little preview. As we get into the summer, the water will become cleaner and bluish. It's kind of brownish now because just recently the snow melted, and well, it's not that bad. Check this out. Even in distant villages like this, there are graves. Wow, with participants of so-called military operation. So apparently even people from distant corners like this village have died on the battlefield. That's the scale of war in Ukraine, really. You can imagine. Beautiful place. Check this out. There's a little gas station, self-service gas station here. And you can see these Soviet buildings, which is apparently during the Soviet era, at the height of its prominence, the area was home to some sort of a timber production. And it looks like it is now. To this day it's functioning, look. It's always nice when there's some economy. Oh, check it out. A paved road. A paved road. Wow. Nice, huh? Unfortunately, as you see for yourself, Maginsk stands, well, partially, at least, in a state of quiet decay. Crooked shacks, aging houses linger as reminders of time when life here was vibrant and full, although I'm not sure if it was ever vibrant, but it sounds cool. See, look at that. Old crumbling shacks, rusty houses. Don't get me wrong, some people still live here, still build, still hold on, hoping for a brighter future, waiting for their own miracle, and who knows? Maybe this miracle will be this vlog. I doubt it. Do any of you guys want to come to Maginsk and contribute to the local economy? Buy yourself some land and build here? Let's turn to the right. I want to show the viewers what I mean when I say Maginsk is surrounded by water from everywhere. And there are people fishing and hunting. There you go. It's a cool town, isn't it? Old Soviet fairy tale. And now we're pulling up to a spot we've kind of claimed for ourselves with Alicia, huh?
Yes.
Yes. That was generously offered by a friend of mine who said we can come here and crash out anytime in a bathhouse, and you'll see it just now. Look at that. Look at this scenery. Awesome. And this is where we're gonna stay for tonight, right there. This is it. That's the neighbor, Sergey. Sergey is a cool guy. Sergey, how are you? What's up, my friend?
Здорово.
How you doing? How's your life? Great?
По-русски.
Russian. Yeah, look at this. Beautiful, isn't it? That's Sergey's dog. Her name is Laika.
Жарко.
Like, you can't own land near the water line, but you can rent, sort of, I guess, rent part of the water line to put like a little pierce of yours. So that's how it's usually done. If you live across the water, like this land is, you can always make yourself a little pier. And just imagine coming outside after a banya, jumping into the water.
Рыбка.
Ripka, yeah, that's fish. I think he has some fishing rods over there. I'm not sure if we have any time for fishing. Okay, let's go. I'll show you the place where we're gonna crash out today. How does this thing open? Okay. That's the banya. And there is enough space to crush out. He has a little mattress over there. Yeah, this is village life. Welcome. Okay. Yes. We're in the game. Oh, what the hell is that? Dude, this is like a bee. An old sleepy bee. Oh my goodness. There's one more. What are they doing? Oh, damn. You sure you wanna?
How we will sleep here?
I have no idea. Dude.
I will outside.
And this is the banya itself. Check this out. Wow, huge banya. So this is like a steam bath. This is like a stove. And yeah, you put the wood inside and it just gets hot. And then you sit and sweat and beat each other with a Venix. That's how it works. And you see this tilted old shack. Now that's the bathroom. Nothing in it, just a hole in the ground. Would you do it? Now that's the village life for you folks. Actually, it's not a small piece of land. It goes all the way back to that second fence. Let me show you. Wow, some flowers growing. Yeah, during the summer, you're gonna get a lot of berries, currant and raspberry. So his land is, I'm not sure if you can see that, right there. That's the fence. Dude, there are a lot of bees around. Oh, I think Sergey, the neighbor, he's making honey, or whatever you call that. We're city dwellers. Victims of urban development. So we don't know shit about village life. One time I caught some fish and we grilled it right here. Made a fish barbecue. Who is that hiding? What is that? Hold on. No, I'm just hallucinating. So this was an old house. Now it's just the rumbles. The foundation turned into rumbles. This was the place where the house stood. And you can see the great views that open up from here. Just imagine having a house. There's still a water connection. Check this out. Yep, there's a commune village well that everyone can connect to, and there is still water here. Now check this out. Imagine you're standing in your living room, kitchen, and you're glazing outside through panoramic windows. Nice, huh? And they have a little park over there. Yep, they have their own little park. So, what do you think about this place? If you want to buy this land, he's selling it for 3 million rubles, which is around, let me tell you that in USD. Basically, if you have $40,000, this place can be yours. By Western standards, it's just peanuts. Plus, you got to build a house, of course, which, if you want a nice, fancy house, probably like $100,000. We'll take a stroll to that side a little later. I'll show you the park, show you that bank. So, the first time I drove up to this place, I've kind of fallen in love with it. And ever since, I've been coming back. Right now we're going to this little park. Not every village in Russia has a park, but this one does. It's a very nice little park where sometimes the locals barbecue. There's like a table out there. Usually people also fish off of that shore. But overall, do you notice the tranquility? Park in the name of Mr. Chirkov. This place even has a nice little playground. I just love the chill, natural vibes here. Like the moment you arrive, something inside releases and you just get this sense of calmness. And it smells really nice. Some kind of flowers and trees. We don't know anything about it. But the views are marvelous. Wow, check this out. I mean, you can put this on the screen on the screen of your laptop, right? Just listen to the sounds. I want to go get the fishing rods. I see a lot of fish splashing. Oh, hear that? A cow in the distance? Wow. I mean, this place has truly magical vibes. Look at that. And like I said, the village all the way around is just surrounded by water. I don't know why I'm whispering. It's just, the kind of vibes that you get here. And it's not as green as it will be in a month because we're just getting into the springtime. Like a couple of weeks ago, there was still snow somewhere in patches laying around. So it'll get a lot greener. The water will get a lot cleaner. I mean, this is why we come down here. You guys like it? Drop a comment in the comment section. What do you think? In Russia, you cannot own land, I think, up to 30 meters or about 100 feet up to the shore. So see, everything with access to the shoreline is kind of like public space. Although there are some exceptions, which are these old Soviet patches of land. Oh, I see fish. What is that, bees? Do you hear that? Yeah. Yeah, what is it? That's a beehive or something. And look, the water, the river just continues all the way around. This town is kind of like a peninsula, right? It's a reservoir, a river that falls into a reservoir, and it spans like hundreds of kilometers. In fact, if you had a boat, you could probably get somewhere to Caspian Sea, yeah. Right from this place. Be careful. Wow, look at this place. Am I over exaggerating, guys? What do you think? I just wanted to share this unfounded land with you. Nobody knows about it in Russia, or moreover, globally somewhere in the West. But I think it's a very unique place. Has something to it, definitely. Oh, look, there's Sergey. That's him, right? Is that Sergey?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like Sergey. They're working on a boat or something. I'm not sure if you can buy land as a foreigner, like on a tourist visa, but as one viewer wrote in the comment section, I think one person was thinking about applying for a shared values visa, like essentially getting, I think it's considered almost an asylum in Russia. There's such a thing. They give out this asylum to people from Western countries under a pretext that essentially anyone seeking refuge, as they word it, from liberal policies, seeking conservative family values, something like that. Anyway, like that's one possible route if you want to go for it. But yeah, you could live in a place like this. Say you have some savings, like a pension, like I said, 100K for a nice modern house. Not maybe too big of a house, but still, with all the communications. Another 40 grand for a nice piece of land, or even less. And this is it. I just love the water access in this village. Like, for example, right now, if we turn right, and we're gonna end up just where we started at. So anywhere you go, you got access to the shoreline, to the river. And I think that's pretty awesome. Not every place is like this in Russia. Sometimes, even though there is a law that states you can't own land directly connecting to the water, sure, you know, there's such a thing as corruption in Russia. People just pay bribes and then they fence off all the water access, and basically you can't even get down to the water. Not here. Here, as you see, the situation is legit. So yeah, there it is, where we started from. We went that way to the park, and there's a river all across this village. There are people here who keep their own livestock, so there is always access to fresh farm-raised meat like chicken, cow, and eggs and milk without any chemicals. I think that's a very nice bonus. And in terms of communication, like I said, like all these houses have natural gas line connected to their houses. There it is, this yellowish pipe. I think that's a mark for where the gas line is. Not all the people connect the natural gas line because, well, they're used to do it the old way. They just have stoves, as you see. Some of them have electric heaters, but of course natural gas is like the cheapest and the most legit way to go. It's just not a lot of people here have money to sort of to build a mechanical or a utility room, which you need under the law if you want to have natural gas connected to your house. It's not that much, again, by Western standards. All the Soviet shacks and rumbles. A lot of these houses are abandoned. An older generation, somebody was living there and died, like a grandma, and the kids or the grandkids are somewhere in the city, so. Or maybe someone is living there yet. So, some nice contrast to this, see? This is a yellow pipe, which means there's a gas running up to the house. Whenever you see a yellow pipe like this, that means there's a gas connection. Now, I'm interested to know your perspective, like you guys watching from the West, from America. Would you live in a place like this? Honestly though, honestly. It's this guy's pier, like I was talking about, see? He got his own pier, nice, huh? That you can do under Russian law, you can rent a piece of water. Alicia were just saying it's cool to have a bike here. Just ride the bicycle. I think it's a lot of fun. Enjoy the scenery. Get some exercise. Very fast internet. There's a cell tower right there. I don't think it's 5G, but it's LTE. Very fast internet. Something around 60, 70 megabits both ways. And this is like a little beach. Nobody's swimming yet, but we can check it out if you want. Everything is beautiful here. This is another beautiful spot. Look, there's somebody fishing there. Come summertime, there will be locals and guests swimming there. People riding up with their boats. With their hydro scooters. There's a dude fishing. And the locals, by the way, very friendly. They're very approachable, which is a very essential thing to have once you move somewhere. The guy is about to show us his biggest catch. That's like, what do you call them? A chub, a river chub. You know that kind of fish? The main question is, what do you guys think? Does this place have the potential to become something special? A hidden gem where one day money, investment, eco-business might come, where these homes get restored and new life is breathed back into the community? I don't know, because it's been like this for years, really. For the last 10, 15 years. Nothing has really changed here. But as of now, these decaying crooked shacks just sit here waiting for new owners, ready to be replaced with modern homes. And especially since, guys, look, all the infrastructure is already in place. Like, you don't get a lot of pipeline natural gas right to your doorstep, even in America. And here it is. You got fiber optic internet. Here it is. And you got the water connection already in place, although you can drill your own well. No problem. Look, a couple of decades ago, in a house like this, a happy Soviet grandma probably lived. And right now, it's all just abandoned. Alicia and I decided to go see what's inside. You want to go this way? Watch your step. Might be old, rotten nails and stuff like that. Oops. Nah, don't worry. It's leashed. You want me to go first? Oops. Okay. Wow, check this out. I mean, these are good wooden logs. Like something like this in the US. But still, Costs money. You can use this wood. Check it out. It's been standing here for 100 years. And probably, oops, oh, yo. You wanna go inside? Maybe we shouldn't. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Okay, that was a bad idea. Maybe we should turn around. You wanna go inside? We can if you want. Wow, look, that's a chicken. Be careful. Yeah. Yeah, there might be like a, rusty nail or something. Then you're gonna have to get a vaccine. And there it is, beautiful mountain and river views. Right at your doorstep. Now, this land was also for sale, I think. It goes like halfway up to that field right there. And imagine having a house here and waking up every morning to beautiful mountain and river views. For now, it's just all rotten. Beautiful nature. Good people. All the essential infrastructure. And no money, no investment. That's weird. Paradox, isn't it? Everything is sort of decaying, rumbling, although the place has all the potential in the world. That's Russia. I don't have any food. What do you guys want? Can I pet you or something? No? Okay. Fine. Here's one more access point to the water out of the countless spots where you can just swim and fish. Easy access to water all over the town. This is like the picture perfect site. How many of them are here in this town? Wow, really beautiful. All right, got the banya going, got the water from the common town well, pumped it up. Well, I didn't even pump anything. You just open the knob and that's it. The water's there. That's awesome. There's always water there. These old school Soviet banya dacha vibes are the one thing that can't be replaced with anything in the West. I actually went to one, Bonnie, in San Francisco. But you know how that goes. I mean, it's absolutely different. The vibes, the feelings. It's modern and progressive. But this is like old school charm. This is the way it should be. And if you've ever experienced it in your life, you know what I'm talking about. Even the tilted, rotting restroom, the so-called restroom, the fact that everything is so simple is just something that can be modulated. The sounds, the smells. Some birch wood. Sergey is going to show us around. Woohoo, are you excited? I'm excited. So guys, that was our little trip to Maginsk. I hope you enjoyed today's video and stay tuned for more. Thank you very much for your attention. See ya.